Good evening, people. Welcome to another beautiful day, beautiful Sunday. We're here today in the great city of Valencia. After it's not Valencia. Fuck, what was it? Oh yeah, it's Modaya. We're in Altinova. And why are we here? Because we are big fans of Pilaku Jail, and since the beginning, we are memeing people for using the high noon outfits, right? What was it called? The cowboy outfits. And now, years later, here we are playing cowgirls. Well, actually, I'm gonna say very naked cowgirls. Trying to figure out what's happening with this new class. What's it called? The Deadeye. Is what she calls herself. Like, what's the name of the class? What's the real name?
The name of the class is Deadeye.
No, like the real name.
The real name of the class is Liv for the friends, but the complete name is Olivia Lucy Canary.
Okay, we're just gonna call her Deadeye. In the meantime, yes.
You can call her Liv if you want.
Actually, I gotta call her that class, like everyone on the forums. Disclaimer on the EUNA forums. This is a nickname given to this class. They call it that class. What I can say is that in a world where we have magic and years of training, let's say that having a shotgun, revolvers, and a fucking rocket launcher might be just a little bit too much. Considering, everything.
But no worries, apparently Marni is the only existing creature in this forsaken world able to use technology. Like, it's been years since he's importing from allegedly other worlds technology, and apparently he's the only one able to do anything with it because we didn't have any technological, like, update or evolution. Doesn't matter if we have incredibly smart races, like for example the dwarves or the giants. Doesn't matter if we have incredible alchemists. Doesn't matter if we have sages in Valencia. Marni is the only one able to take advantage of this technology.
Yes. As you can notice, we're not very happy with the new class. I don't think anyone that's a lore master really is, because this class is the anti Black Desert character. It was already bad enough when they started adding modern outfits into the game, but classes like this, which come from our world but not really, is just, you will see. Anyway,
we are going to comment on the Ascension questline, and after we are going to give you all the details about her background.
Okay, and yeah, we're going to do the Ascension because this class, just like the Scholar, has no awakening. I think they just gave up on doing awakenings, and we're not gonna see any more awakenings.
No, because Dedosa had the awakening.
And fuck all, like I'm just saying, it's very weird that since the in the latest classes that they released, besides, like, let's take the last 3 classes, 2 of them have ascensions, because it's like Scholar, Dosa, and Deadeye, right? Yeah, so it's weird that 2 out of 3 have
But before the Scholar, they are basically doing 1 succession awakening, 1 ascension, 1 succession awakening, 1 ascension.
Yes, the issue I'm having with this is that the classes with ascension have the most issues lore-wise, or like
It's everything. It's a hot mess at this point.
Yes. Either way, because we're here, we're gonna try to figure out what is the Deadeye, how did it come into the world of Black Desert, and what does the Ascension questline have to tell us. So, how's the whole wandering tourist going for you? Sure, the world is beautiful now, ready to get serious. Maybe strong enough to spook your average baddie, but are you really going to settle for that? Don't think so. Now, the first step to unlocking your true potential is figuring out how to properly wield that weird weapon of yours. Your brain is really going to be the bane of me. Can't even remember the missions you were working on.
Okay, let's start giving some information concerning this. By the way, you have to keep talking to the Black Spirit. Okay. Okay, why a tourist and what is this mission? Okay, first of all, you have to know that Deadeye, aka Olivia Lucy Canary, for friends and family live, doesn't come from the world of Black Desert. And this is kinda the first occasion where we have this, unless with this color is a bit complicated, but officially the Deadeye is the first one coming from another world. And what is this world? Is it our Earth? Sort of. It is an alternative version of our Earth. For example, in this Earth, the Liv comes from, we share some actual places. For example, we have the Americas as continents, because we know that, for example, the geography of our world is different from the geography of the Black Desert world. So we know that from the world Liv comes from, the geography is the same. So we have the continents, islands, and whatnot, like in our world. However, there are also fictional places or different characteristics. For example, we have what later became the USA, and in fact it is specified that Liv comes from Texas. But she comes from a town inspired by the settlement of the old Wild West called New Victoria, which is a fictional place. We also have the Calphion Railroad, another fictional detail. So we know that Liv comes from a world that is kinda like ours, but not really. So, how did she ended up here? Well, she was the gang leader of a gang called Canary Gang from her last name. At certain point, she received one of the revolvers and a target from a person named Marni, who apparently is not the same Marni we have. And in fact, allegedly, the Marni from the other world was called Salvatore Marni. My god. Anyway, so we have Liv getting this target name. She was an outlaw, but also kinda of a hitman, if we want, our hit woman. So she gets the name of a person called, if I remember correctly, Rattlesnake Steve. Let me check from my note. You can check the article on the official forum. So Cattlesnake, my bad, Cattlesnake Steve. It is hinted that she manages to eliminate the target, but this leads to her to become even more wanted, because technically she's a gang leader, so she was already wanted, but now she's even more wanted, probably with a higher, how is it called, bounty? Okay. So she eliminates the target, she's even more wanted, and we reach the point where she is so wanted that even part of her gang betrays her. And we are talking not about anyone but the members of the gang she was with in the previous gang, which is called Rust Creek Riders. So what she considered family, just like to add betrayal to betrayal. These, so eliminating the target leads to betrayals within the gang, which destabilize even more the Canary Gang. This leads to some level of desperation, leading to accept another request from Marni. from the other world, though, Salvatore, if you will. Now, the quest is to assault a train, basically to organize a train heist, because apparently there's a treasure transport on this train. They do the heist, they stop the train, they assault it, and they find something very specific in it. An Hathor's heart. And you might tell me, what? An Hathor's heart? But Hathor's hearts are from Black Desert world. Well, my dear adventurers, apparently Hathor's heart is something that there is also in this alternative Earth. And in fact, guess what? This very artifact is the reason why the parents of Liv were killed and the brother went missing. What happened? So, the father of Liv used to be as well an outlaw, but at a certain point he retired, married and had 2 children, Liv and Eddie. Now, one day, while Liv was already a good gunslinger, I don't know how you want to call her, because her father taught her, and he was like one of the best. In fact, he had a very edgy name that was Bloodwolf. So Bloodwolf is outside with his children, Liv and Eddie. Eddie is more like a nerdy type of person. He loves to read and whatnot, while Liv is more like a pew-pew person, just like the father. So they're outside, they are hunting, they got their prey, they're coming back home. They step inside the house, they find the mother's dead. What happened? Giovanni, yes, Giovanni, a member of the gang the father used to belong to, came looking for something. Guess what? Yes, the Hathor's heart. However, Bloodwolf, the father, doesn't know anything about it. It got lost or something. Anyway, he doesn't know where it is. So, no information. Well, too bad. He murders the father as well. And Liv unlock a new title, Orphan. Now, for some reason, due to the panic and whatnot, Liv can't reach the revolver of the father. But Eddie does. He has the chance to shoot the guy, but he's not like Liv, so he cannot. And so he goes missing because the guy apparently kidnaps him, but not Liv, whatever. Anyway, he disappears. And Liv starts to look for him. And in fact, the mission the Black Spirit mentioned was looking for Eddie. Everyone told Liv to stop doing that because he's surely dead, but she doesn't give up hope. Even more so when, guess what, she finds the Hathor's heart in the train, and guess what, Marni pops in. Probably our Marni, we are not sure. I guess it is our Marni because he says, "Come with me into the Black Desert world because I know where Eddie is." And in fact, that's why she accepts. He also provides proofs about the fact that he knows where Eddie is. Thank you, War of the Roses. Because he provides her with the revolver on which, on the barrel, it's written Canary. And this is the revolver of the father. And guess what? Who had the revolver of the father? Yes, Eddie. So Marni provides us a proof that he knows where Eddie is. The revolver of the father belonged to the brother. So Liv keeps following Marni.
Okay. And we're on quest 1, so... I'd break a few Black Spirit taboos by giving you some memories back before that fated moment, but what the hell are you talking about? Look around you. You look different. You weren't born here, so maybe the same rules shouldn't apply. Sure, I may have all your memories, but that's not why you have trouble fitting in here. You're just built different. Oh my god, that was so... sorry guys. I cringed so hard that I was like, you're just built different. And when have I ever been wrong? Let's head to Medea. I got something special stashed away for you. Okay. In here, there's this child, shy person thing.
Yeah, I guess it's just
Cheeky
shy.
like that, you know, just... She comes from the Wild West, guys. Like, they used to whoop children's asses just as a pastime.
Have you seen my little brother? His name's Amir. He's about this tall with
talk.
dark hair.
Oh, cool.
He went out 2 days ago to get food, but he still hasn't come back. Are you sure you haven't seen him? Think hard. Amir is the only family I've got left.
Ah.
Oh,
Just like Liv.
so you really haven't seen him? I see. Sorry for troubling you.
Still not ringing any bells? Just look at her. You're telling me she doesn't remind you of anyone? Okay, look. When you get a request like this, you take it. Even if it doesn't pay peanuts. It's a good guy thing. I'm always right about these things. You can argue with me about it after you help the kid out. Now go. I'll have to talk with her.
Amir, where the hell did you go? You're all I've got left now.
Guess I'm your huckleberry. Ugh.
Well, what? What's a huckleberry?
Helper? I don't know.
Ah, okay.
I don't speak cowboy. Do I look like I speak cowboy? Come on.
I don't know. I don't know. You speak pirate, maybe.
That's so racist. Oh my god.
What's that mean? Oh, you'll help me? Oh, thank you. I won't forget your kindness. Amir was on his way to the market. He's too much of a scaredy cat to wander off on his own. Something must have happened. Please, you have to find my brother.
Okay, now we're helping child thingy to find brother.
Are you looking for something? Your eyes never seem to settle in one place.
Seen a lad named Emir around here?
A boy, you say? With dark hair and about that height? Children like that are a copper a dozen in Altanova. Tensions are already far too high for a child to wander alone. I can't help but worry for the lad's safety. I have heard of children being abducted and sold off to barbaric brutes. The child's been missing for 2 days? Ah, if he was sold off, he's likely long gone, I'm afraid.
Yep, let's remember that lube was not invented yet, so...
Where could the child have ended up? Well, there's a chance he was taken to the nearby iron mines. That place is filled with the barbarians and slave laborers. The nearby village of Aboon has also seen its share of disappearances. Some of their villagers fled to Altanova for safety. But it seems they've merely brought their troubles with them.
Hey now, you said that kid Emir didn't just run away from home, but ran himself right into the thick of something big. Let's snoop around that old iron mine a bit for something useful. If the kid's dead already, at least we might find his clothes.
Yay!
Okay, so here you have to go kill 30 barbarians.
Like back in the days.
Yeah, y'all know my opinion on this already, so...
Are we going to do the holy trinity of the 3 monster zones of Medea to get the Ascension? I guess we'll find out.
No, of course you're gonna do it, like...
I don't know, because for example, for the Land of the Morning Light guys, you didn't have to do it. Which was like one of the good things of the reworks, if you think about it.
Hey guys. Look. Rocket launcher.
Pew pew.
Look at me. I'm a gunner. Do you feel full, guys?
Oh,
Seems there's nothing of interest in this direction. Is there no one around here who might know the whereabouts of the little one? Hey, look, there's a bunch of people gathered over there. Looks like they're all folks lucky enough to get themselves captured. Alright, and of course it doesn't chain the quest as it should. God damn. Would it hurt you guys? Let's grab one of those folks and ask them. If the kid was taken recently, they should know about him.
Just who are you? I watched you take down the sentries over there.
We're the young guns, most recently Brownie.
The child they purchased yesterday. Have you come to set him free? I can't stop you, but I ask just one thing. Promise me you'll take the child quietly, as quietly as possible.
No.
If there is any trouble, the barbarians will surely punish the rest by pushing them even harder. So I beg of you. If you head down below, you'll see a tent, the workers' rest site. The child you seek is likely there with the others. If you're as strong as you seem, you'll manage. But remember, it's where the barbarians gather, so please be careful.
Okay.
Right, it's the fun tent of the barbarians.
Let's go check.
Ah, there he is.
Who are you? Please, save me. I want to see my sister. Huh? My sister sent you? So you came to rescue me? Oh, thank you. I just went for some bread, and then this bad man dragged me.
Motherfucker, how do you go for some bread and I'm being enslaved like this? Like, you're gonna be one of the most useless people I've ever seen in media. Like, brother in Christ, you took 3 steps out of your house.
The world is a dangerous place.
Thank you so much. You're my hero.
No going back now.
What the fuck? They really have a high known fucking ultimate.
Oh my god, I'm laughing my ass off. Okay.
Why would they spend something so much for something that anyone who pulls off that move is gonna get insta-killed? Because the worst ultimates are the ones that lock you in even in PvE, not just PvP, right? Like, this is a range class, so you can't really get hit, right? Even if you have good DP and whatever, just like the Corsair, you must like dodge around and
A literal glass cannon.
yeah. So if you have that thing that just stops you, wait.
Yes. Well, what is it? You're not.
It had to be done. Oh shit.
How do you feel about this hook?
It's so fucking bad. It's very delayed and you can't really control where you land.
Also, like, there are certain people saying, oh, give the Deadeye a training boost. Like, bro, what do you want to give her a a training boost. She's not a horse trainer. She was an outlaw. She barely used a goddamn horse, just like any other adventurer. Why she should have a bonus for training?
Because she hasn't been upgraded cowgirl, therefore she's like...
Yeah, but the cowboys didn't train horses, they herd cows. So unless you want to train a cow...
Well, funny you say that, because to move around in the West, you really need a horse.
Just like in Black Desert. So like everyone should have a training boost according to this idea. No, if you really want to have her, to give her a boost, you know what it should be? Hunting, because in her stories clearly said that she was an incredible hunter because she's an amazing gunslinger.
Right. The mare looks at the prey. Ah, of course, let's randomly watch a fucking dead horse.
I guess it's a goat?
I don't give a crap what it is. Like, what is this? What you staring at, kid? No, it's no longer poor. What? Okay, because of course they couldn't voice over this part, because as soon as I heard the kid's words, a headache hit me like a freight train. I know, I've seen this before. Yeah, those weak, bloated creatures.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. I won't get distracted. Let's hurry.
You either eat or get eaten. My god.
Well, these, okay, little...
no, you can't justify, like, stop trying to justify, like...
It's not a justification, it's a quote. I have to explain.
Okay, explain the quote while I cringe.
This is important because this is what she said to Eri while he's facing Giovanni. When Giovanni kills the father, of course after killing the mother, Eddie has the chance to save himself and leave by killing Giovanni because he has the revolver of the father pointed at him. And Liv shouts at him, you either eat or get eaten. And that's why she's having the headache, because she's remembering of the most traumatic part of her existence, basically.
Yes.
Huh? You make it sound like the prey is to blame.
Yes.
Victim blaming.
Forget it. Let's just hurry to my sister.
Okay. Since we have like clearly Victoria and her brother here, I love to think that there's a world where Marni and Patricio are two homeless crackheads in front of a McDonald's, like just imagining all their adventures.
Adventurer, you're back. Oh, Amir, where have you been?
Enslaved.
Yeah.
You had me worried sick. Why would you run off without a word? If I had lost you too, Amir, how would I be able to live? I'd be all alone. I'm so sorry, sis.
Okay.
I missed you. Thank you, adventurer. Really, Amir, if you ever wander off again, you're in big trouble. Thank you. Truly, thank you. If it weren't for you, we'd never have found each other again. Can I ask your name, adventurer? I never want to forget the person who saved my brother.
Call me Deadeye.
Wait.
Oh my god.
I just have to explain. This is another quote to her story. In fact, we also have Liv's journal telling the story since when she arrived in the Black Desert world until when she was stabbed by Lesra, like all of us. So she explains that she was called with many names, but every time someone was asking her her name, she was saying Deadeye, because saying this name and being known with this name was the only way she could cling to her identity, because she explains that one of the things that hurt her the most is the fact that she is staying here. She's kinda losing herself and the connection with her world, because what she wants to do, her mission, is to find Eddie and go back to home, because she misses her her family, aka her the Canary Gang.
Okay. Next.
Deadeye? Ah, so you're the adventurer I have been hearing about. Someone told me I should pass along this message to a Deadeye if I ever met them. She said, I know who you're looking for. I'll be waiting. She also told me, if they're truly Deadeye, they will know where to go.
What?
May I explain?
Aha, partner, the message rings true to me. Can't you feel a strong presence nearby? It's powerful energy, haha. Doesn't it feel strangely familiar? It seems like the one who's been looking for us might be someone we know well. Since it doesn't seem that far off, we should be able to follow the trail and catch them in no time. Let's giddy up and give chase. Haha. Gotta move on before we lose them.
Okay, so little explanation of to give context about what the child just say. How is it possible that the child knows our name? Because it is connected to what I was explaining before. I got stuck just a second. So, when Liv arrived in this world, she popped out in Valencia City. There is a whole cinematic you can find on the YouTube channel of Black Desert Online. So, what happens in this scenery, in this event? Okay, she is in her world. She is assaulting the train. She finds the author's heart. Marni convinces her to join him into the Black Desert world to find Eddie. So she touches the author's heart and she gets teleported into the Black Desert world. Now, how is it possible? Because author's hearts can be gates, passages, pathways, whatever you want to call it, able to transport a person from one place to another one. In this case, Marni probably used it as a portal to travel between dimensions. So, we saw this both we saw it in several instances. The ones that came to mind mainly are the tutorial, where we travel from the Black Desert of Valencia alongside Ilesdra to Histria Ruins, and the other one is the portal that opens during Olukita main quest, when we fight you know who. No spoilers if you want to play Olukita main quest without spoilers. So she arrives in the Black Desert world, but where does she arrive? Where does she land? Well, Valencia City. So she starts looking for Marni because she knows he's the one who brought her there, and she was expecting to spawn alongside with him, but she doesn't find him. So she looks around, she asks the fortune teller where is Marni, and here things start to go down quite quickly. So she asks the fortune teller, where's Marni? The fortune teller makes a sign or something, and some thugs from Valencia City start to surround the Deadeye. Fighting scenes. Marni starts to talk from the crystal ball of the fortune teller. Once he finishes to talk, the sphere explodes, basically blowing up the whole building with the fortune teller. So, of course, due to this mess, the guards of Valencia City start to chase the Deadeye. She takes them down. But Marni is not very happy because she used the weapon he gave her. Let's remember that the whole lot of weapons used by Deadeye are a gift from Marni. So 2 revolvers, 1 shotgun, and a rocket launcher named by the Deadeye Little Devil. So Marni is not happy because so far she only used the revolver and the shotgun. So what Marni does is spawning a wormhole generator, the same tool he used to spawn all the classes came to Velia for the 10th anniversary event, and he spawns his version of the Seculion from the Yggdrasil Highlands. That's why we find the traces of Marni in a laboratory of Yggdrasil Highlands. And to destroy it, the Deadeye is forced to use the rocket launcher, basically blowing up half of Valencia City. No consequences, apparently, because we can enter Valencia City nonetheless. All of this was organized by Marni just as a training ground, as a test for the weapons he gave her, because apparently he enjoys when the Deadeye uses the guns. So this is the scenario of when the Deadeye landed in Black Desert World. That said, they start moving around. Apparently, Marni received news about the king Gaiseric of Calphion. We're not sure, probably is related to the Nova. So he decided to go in Calphion City. And then he disappears. So what can Liv do? She needs to make a living. Anyway, sorry. So she starts to accept what she can quest-wise, and there is, like, in her journal, there is a little bit of a joke about the fact that the missions she's doing are like chores, basically, which is what many adventurers say when playing the secondary quest lines of Calphion or any parts of Black Desert World. So she starts to get a little bit more integrated in Calphion, and as I was saying, every time someone asks her her name, she says Deadeye, so she starts to make a name out of her deeds. At certain point, Marni pops out again and tells the Deadeye, okay, now we go to Medea. And she was like, no fucking way, because it's like first time my fault, second time your fault. And she said, I'm not going to follow you, mainly that now I have a name in Calphion and I worked hard for it. So show me a proof that you know that my brother is alive, or at least you know where he is, or you have clues about it. And this is the moment where Marni shows the revolver that belonged to the father. So now we have Liv believing Marni, and she decides to follow him in Medea. Specifically, she arrives in Altinova, and that's why the NPCs of Altinova, just like the child, knows her name. So that said, Marni tells her, okay, now we have to look for Ilesdra. So she starts to look for Ilesdra in Medea, and she finds her. Ilesdra tells her, look, I also can help you, because Marni disappeared again. So Ilesdra starts going around with Liv, telling her kill this, kill that, kill this, kill that, and it comes out that Ilesdra is doing all of this to test if Liv is powerful enough. At that point, Ilesdra reveals that she's looking for the Hathor's heart, and Liv says, okay, she wants to find it, I can help her, because if I too find it, this might be the portal to go back home. And maybe I can do it after finding Eddie, so we can all go back home, because let's remember that the whole aim of the Deadeye is to go back home. She doesn't want to stay here. So she follows Ilesra, and we have the last page of her diary, that is later found in the Valencia desert. Guess why? Because she loses the diary when the first cutscene of the tutorial starts. So basically the journal is found on the outskirts of Valencia City, because there is where the tutorial starts. And then we know what happens. She follows Ilesra, and then just like anyone else, she gets stabbed, makes the pact with the Black Spirit, and loses her memories.
Yeah, but unlike others, she has only one Black Spirit pact, not two.
Sort of. This part is very weird, because in theory, no, she's like us. In fact, she's able to activate the author's heart in the first place when she's in the other world, because she's an Edana. And this is clearly said by Marni when she activated the first time in her world. How? I have no clue.
Not even the writers.
With the Magnus, everything is possible.
Ah, familiar face appears.
It's been some time. Have you been well? You must have many questions.
Yeah, how do you hold your staff with your hand? Like,
The magic.
that's magic.
You've kept me waiting. But of course, I knew you'd find your way. You've lost your memory? How terrible. Shall I help you? You used to tell me so many things. And look at you now, robbed of all memories but your name, Deadeye. A moniker that reminds you why you must live.
How do you know that?
Why, you told me yourself. Can't say I'm not a bit hurt. I thought we'd made some rather pleasant memories.
Well, we wouldn't have lost our memories if you didn't stab us, dear Ilesra. However, that is true. Liv explains in her journal that before getting backstabbed, literally speaking, she was kind of a friend with Ilesra, and in fact they used to...
Curious.
Sorry.
Why you left your homeworld, why you're wandering, searching for your sibling.
Okay, you can continue. My bad.
And in fact, they used to tell each other stories. If Liv would have if Liv wrote something in her journal, we would be able to know something more about the past of Ilesra, but apparently she forgot about it. My only clue is that probably Ilesra told her about when people found her in Tarif and whatnot. To be like, I'm pissed.
Yeah. Enough yammering. Hack plane.
Still as impatient as ever. Though you didn't say stop. You're finally open to hearing the rest of your story. Very well. It was Marni who brought you here. He's holed up in one of his labs, working on something. Want to know more? Of course you do. But all the fun's in figuring it out yourself, isn't it? Well then, until next time. I look forward to meeting the whole you.
That woman, she picked our curiosity, then vanished without giving us any answers. What can we do? At least we got some useful information, didn't we? Now let's go find where Marni is.
Mountain of Eternal Winter.
Let us seek that not-so-great Marni. He's at the second lab, right?
What? He's supposed to be... Whatever, man.
It's supposed to be a Mountain of Eternal Winter in this period.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, things are very finicky.
Like, we know he abandoned the lab immediately after it exploded.
Yeah, sometimes Marni, he has great successes, but great successes are built on even greater failures.
I don't remember if the second lab exploded because of the fuel or the Marni stone, but I guess the Marni stone. Like, for one of the inventions, something exploded and that's why the lab is like this.
Either way, we have a random Ilesra in our play story, which everyone is looking for, right? Pretty funny that it happened just in Altinova, somewhere at the top of the hills.
Victory! Long last the light of
Okay, well,
Commercial.
we can't be in a platform. So.
Of course we can't.
This place is where Marni's supposed to be?
Liv! It's been quite some time!
Yo, Shay is here.
Liv, who's that? And are you Marni? Where you at?
All in due time. Come, let us speak face to face. Wow, looks like they don't call you Deadeye for nothing. You certainly live up to the name.
Okay.
Where the heck are you hiding? Show yourself, you yellow-bellied bastard!
Impressive progress. Keep it up. Just a little further.
You sneaky sidewinder. Just wait till I catch you. I'll put a hole in your head.
Oh god.
Such determination. Don't worry. I'll be right here waiting for you.
Fire in the hole! How long are you gonna hide behind these heaps of trash, you sad sack?
Come now. They may be failures, but they're still a far cry from trash.
We went very far. We were very far. We went from, oh, let's hope we find Marni and everything to, look at that, the bullet in your face.
Even more beautifully than I'd imagined.
She's a bit hot-headed. What can I say?
What's this? Zarkhan guards and bullshit. We have guns.
Only thing blossoming will be my bullet at the back of your skull.
There you go with that clever wit of yours.
Wit? You think I'm pulling your leg, bub?
Come on. Where is he at? Ah, finally.
This way, Deadeye.
Oh, he's here. Alright, guess he's not in... Oh, I see he's looking at the Mountain of Eternal Winter.
Was it you playing
Uh-huh.
games with me?
Hello, Liv. I see you have a great deal you'd like to ask me. But first, to respect the outlaw tradition, a little quid pro quo.
What?
What?
Same reaction.
Now smile, wait for the flash.
Salvatore Marni?
Such a horrendous name.
See, they know. They know.
Well now, do me this honor, Deadeye. Show me what you've got.
Son.
Honestly, Liv, you always exceed my expectations.
Just you wait. I got a bullet with your name.
Wonderful. Well, a deal's a deal.
Where's my brother? You said you'd help me find him.
Seems someone's memories returned. My hippocampus stimulator was a success, as expected. How is it possible that I am so entirely without flaw?
Just answer the question, you lunatic.
Whoa there, Tiger. Whoa. Take it easy. Your brother isn't here.
Then time's
However-
up.
Hold on. Have some patience and hear me out. I deserve that much for giving you those revolvers.
Even they know that Salvatore Marni's name is shit.
Have you had a chance to cool off? Good. It's hard to reminisce with a loaded gun between us. You know, Deadeye, I always look forward to your cute aggression toward me when we meet. How long has it been? A decade? It's been quite a long wait. So, how does it feel having memories again? In no small part thanks to my hippocampus stimulator. Still a little disorienting, isn't it? No need to worry. I will take care of everything.
New Victoria, 1899. This region once flourished under the promise of freedom and gold, but now the mines run dry. Fence posts cling to scorched earth and the memory of the outlaws buried beneath it. A place where the very wind whispers, "You're next." The ground trembles as a train comes thundering, stubbornly, through the ruddy wastes.
Hey, Declan? You sure about your info? Rattlesnakes, bearer bonds are really on that train?
Cross my heart, Liv. You gotta have more faith in your right hand, I reckon. I'm sure as the day is long. All we gotta do is nab it and cash it.
If you're sure, that's good enough for me. This is our last chance to shake those pesky Pinkertons. The dynamite. It's all set, right?
Getting a hold of Bill was like wrangling a tumbleweed and a twister. But it's all set, and once this job goes off without a hitch, ooh boy.
I hear ya. All right, listen up, y'all. The final showdowns are coming. Let's grab victory by the reins and ride out west to reclaim our freedom! Now everyone, cover your faces and give them hell, you varmints!
What the fuck am I watching? If you guys played Red Dead Redemption 2, don't disturb me.
What in tarnation? Shoot, not the riches I was expecting.
Over here! I found it! Look! It's a rattlesnake's bearer bond!
What? In there? Then what in the devil's strap socks is this?
As I suspected, you are Adana.
Idana?
What?
You got heat stroke, friend. Who the hell are you, anyway?
Wouldn't you rather know where Eddie is? I can show you.
What?
Follow me to Black Desert.
None of this makes any sense. How would you even know?
Yeah, please. Explain everything you think.
Okay. We're in a world where it looks similar to our world, but has the properties of Black Desert, which means that there are black spirits, which means that there are energy and magic involved, but apparently not enough since we're in a Wild West scenario, which means that there's no magic really, considering they were looking for bonds and not magical artifacts. I guess a lot of bonds were documents that used to say that how many shares you have of a company, and in the Wild West era they didn't really used to have names, or if they didn't really have pictures, so they wouldn't know who the fuck you are, so you could go cash in bonds of other people, as long as you weren't an outlaw, of course. And gangs had to escape from east to the west, because in the east some places had gold or resources drying up, but in the west you could get a fresh start because you used to get pardons in places where you weren't wanted and so on, because it wasn't like the United States, it used to be just states. But this whole thing is based on how our world runs, which means the fact that there's something called Calphion Industries transporting,
Making a railroad
and transporting Altor's heart makes no fucking sense. What the fuck are
An
they-
author's heart that was previously stolen by the gang the father of the Deadeye belonged to.
Yeah.
And that was, and at certain point it got lost, and that's why Giovanni, the former colleague, if we will,
went to
Deadeye's
kill
father,
the family.
Yeah.
But what I also say, like, guys, you're doing a western in the desert, okay? So it's not like western, like we just cowboys and okay, you're doing a western in the desert, okay? Why is the Deadeye's skin prettier than a fucking Korean superstar? While for her right hand, you did the details of like him being jogged and the sun damage and all that. What the heck is she made out of? What genetics is this? She's
it's a Dana.
down on my ass. What is this whole story like? Oh lord, guys! Everyone wanted a gunner class for Black Desert. You had a Corsair. Want to make a gunner? Just make it like Blackbeard pirate style. You know, the one with flintlocks and pistols like that. But that would be cool to reload and things, because you'd have to shoot 6 pistols and then reload them, for example. You know, like mechanics like that. Revolvers with fucking stars for thingies? Like, this technically, this is the skin that the Deadeye uses, right? The since the first premium skin is the one of the class, like how the character's supposed to look like.
Yeah, it's the one, for example, you have in the tutorial. This is the outfit the Corsair wears in the canon lore. And in fact, the developer said that they decided to put stars everywhere because the stars were very important to orient in the desert. I don't know. They just like the sheriff stars. It's clear as day. And also,
but look at the gun. Look at the star as a...
Another fun fact, on her cape, the constellation you see is the boat constellation.
Jesus Christ. None, like, it's interesting that for once they actually build the backstory of a character. There's one little issue though. It don't fit in your fucking game, boy. It don't fit in there. It just doesn't. Like, I'm not convinced that you're telling me that Marni can go in and out of these universes, and there's also like multiple Marnis who can also travel to the multiple universes.
Or maybe he can't travel through universes, but he can communicate with his other versions through the Marni wave, because apparently the Marni wave doesn't only gather and reproduce all the sounds of the universe, but all realities. Probably it is connected to the Magnus radio, Abyss One radio.
Right.
It's synchronized on the
Like,
frequency of the Marni.
The consequences of this on the world building should be insane. In super sci-fi shows, the moment you start having these societies, races that can go back in time or travel through multiple dimensions and things, they instantly become extremely technological and extremely powerful for the simple fact that, you know, if you can travel to other universes and take the technologies, like, all of the story of Black Desert don't make any more sense. It's basically like nothing matters. And it's kind of stupid because in one way they want to rework the story where you are the hero and you are the breaker of chain and everything, and in the other you have Marni being the equivalent of Doctor Who is a walking god who just decides I'm gonna fix aging, so he goes to a reality where people don't age anymore and he brings back the technology, and that's why he looks like a fucking Korean e-boy. And there you go. You just like bring random people from the other worlds into this, right? Like no consequences, like no pissed off gods, no pissed off Wujus to be like, hey, what the fuck is happening with our reality? You know, you're gonna break our reality because they're not meant to be here. Remember Magnus, guys? The developers apparently don't. So, you know, it's kind of like, I just want to do a Western class, but like, at this point, just like redo the whole story and just do it like, I don't know.
But
like,
thanks to the Magnus, everything is possible.
Yeah, just do like Maple story. Who doesn't give a shit about the story, honestly. Like, this point. Why even try to do lore? Like, it's like trying to fight or like play catch with a kid, and it was the annoying kid who was like, no, I was touching this, so it was making me safe, so you didn't catch me. Like, fuck off, kid. Like, I caught you, and you know, you piece of shit. You know, it's like that. Like trying to play with a kid who doesn't know how to lose, so he makes up some crazy bullshit reason as to why he didn't lose, even though you just bonked him in the head hard enough that he cried for 20 minutes. Like, happens. Let's get down.
Is your mind a little clearer? We still have many tasks before us.
Get the crap. What happened to my brother? Yeah, like, she's supposed to be an outlaw. You know what happens when with an outlaw you don't give him what he wants 4 times in a row?
Well, he kinda demonstrated though that he has what she wants because he showed the revolver. That, like, she explained.
At this point, I would think my brother is dead. We need to play Red Dead Redemption, girl, because you with your bullshit. So I'm gonna download Red Dead Redemption on Steam, and we're gonna play it, so you get to understand why this pisses me off so much.
Okay, what I was saying is that in the journal is explained that the only reason why she keeps Marni alive is because he provided proofs that he knows where the brother is.
Yeah, such as a gun and maybe his hat. Maybe he's even his fucking tombstone. I know, it's like, yeah, I know what it is. It's like, yeah, because of course that's how it works.
Patience, patience. Such a temper you have. You're just like Liam, you know that?
Okay. Marni here says patience, but it's been over 10 years. And it's like, oh, but because see, she knows that he knows, so she says 10 years.
25 if you if you think about the fact that the brother was like disappeared for 15 years in our world. So it is
No, yeah, but since Marni's
okay.
leading her on.
Your brother Eddie is indeed in this world. I have no good reason to deceive you, do I?
Yes, you do. You have so many good reasons to deceive her.
However, Eddie is not in this time.
haha.
Don't get wound up again. You will meet. Eventually.
Just get to the point and say it plain.
Oh, sorry. It's been so long since we've met, I forgot just how vast the intellectual gulf between us truly is.
He just called her a dumbass, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you and Eddie both came to this world, but arrived at different points in time. The machine used to transport Eddie was a prototype, so I was unable to make delicate time calibrations. To spell it out, if you were sent back to the Victorian era, your brother was flung even further, to fight in some Roman
Colosseum.
So he
Eddie...
is in the past, like the one we are going to find when we'll travel in the Black Desert story part 2. The one happening like 10,000 years before. Is this the hint?
So yeah, I guess here they're referring to when you go back 10,000 years or whatever in the past.
Yeah.
Here, like between Victorian and Roman Colosseum, is like 1,000 and something. But,
Yeah.
you know, what a worldly last will and testament. That's it. Here, Marni should die. He just told her your brother is dead, and
It's just like I didn't lost him. It's just that I don't know where he is now.
no, it's even worse because it's not like she's like I don't know what he's like. No, your brother in this world, but in the past, it's like motherfucker. You're telling me that her brother is in the past, very long past. Therefore, you're telling a crazy psyched up killer that her brother is dead. And here Marni dead. There's no way to save him. It's a cowboy outlaw. Like it's like going to a Viking, tickling his left testicle and telling him that his wife is dead. Okay, he's gonna make you his wife. You understand?
If we count 1,000 years, as you were saying, which could be, he's probably at the time of Orzeki or something.
Yes, which doesn't solve the main issue.
I was just
the
calculating.
Brother is dead. What the last will and testament?
Now hold on, Liv. Still don't trust me? Even if I wanted to tell you more, that's everything.
Kill him. Here, no more Marni, and then no more Mountain of Eternal Winter, so you can get that out of the
By
way.
adhering to the fundamental flow of this world, your path and your brothers are destined to converge.
If I kill your wife, and then I tell you that you will meet your wife, what does that mean? Like, how?
What's with that look, Deadeye? Is it strange for a scientist to speak of destiny?
Yes.
But even when adhering to destiny's flow, you must have realized that even you have limits. This world demands much greater power than you possess. So, naturally, you've sought out the great Marni for aid.
Cards are on the table. Use your shotgun. You have a rocket launcher. Send him all the way to Mountain of Eternal Winter.
Fast travel.
You gave me valuable resources, so I'll give you something precious in return. Sound fair? Shall we unveil the new present for Deadeye? The revolvers and launcher you have. Yes, the ones I made for you. I was already collecting data on how you use them, and I finished analysis on the provided information. In conclusion, I have calculated that your body can withstand increased firepower. Now, we both know it's a waste of time trying to tell you. Go on and try it yourself. Well then, care for a dance, Deadeye?
Rages just wants to ride along with you.
So, you ready?
Oh, I don't know. Think it might be more fun to put one in your head right now.
Yeah, fuck off.
Never going to give me a break, are you? This is a live fire exercise, Liv. Draw your revolvers first. You still have it in you, Liv. A pose befitting the leader of the Canary Gang. Now let's try shooting. Go! Give it all you've got!
God damn.
Excellent! Now, take out the great Marni's special rocket launcher.
Which we already have.
Yeah, we are taking out because we have it.
Now let's try a smooth transition.
So she plays just like the Corsair.
Magnificent!
Are you even surprised?
Blast away!
No.
His face.
Well done. Looks like you don't need me to survive in the desert anymore. You better watch your backs, you ungrateful Delesian scum.
What?
Huh? Delicious what?
Ah, it's nothing you need concern yourself with. Now, farewell, Lady Outlaw. Best of luck finding your brother.
Ah, he disappeared again. Haha, see? I am way more helpful than someone like him, right, partner? Keep telling you that as long as you're with me, there's no need to worry. But hey, don't you think you left me all by myself a bit too long there? By the way, looks like he left something. He did speak through a machine during the chase. Why don't you try that hunk of metal and ask Marni about other things? Use it before it stops working. Haha, we don't even know if we'll meet him again.
You realized I hadn't cut transmission yet. Most impressively.
Got any way for me to get back to my world?
Would you want to, even if you could? I think you've grown quite fond of this place. Why don't you think on it for a while? And even if you do, I'm not even certain it will be as you remember it. I'm only joking. Anyway, I suggest you keep to your primary objective for now. Go on then. Do you have more questions? I will be kind and answer what I can.
Are my weapons based on the ones from the other world?
Well, they were the source of some inspiration. However, my creations are far superior. Don't you agree? Think back to the guns you used to carry. They're mere toys compared to what I've given you. Utter masterpieces of ingenious design. And I know you liked them when I gave them to you. Go on then. Do you have more questions? I will be kind and answer what I can.
Why does it seem like you haven't aged a bit?
Why? So I might live long enough to keep my end of our bargain, dear Liv. To ask such a question after seeing me walk between worlds. Why is not a question one asks of science. How? Well, that's a secret I'll keep to myself. If curiosity gets the better of you, help yourself to my lab. Go on then. Do you have more questions?
Are you and the Marni in my world the same person?
That's what you're curious about? Well, I suppose I can tell you, but only because it's you. There is a version of me in your world. Salvatore Marni, he's called. A truly horrendous name. But to say I am he would be failing to understand what defines me and how it pertains to... never mind. You wouldn't understand. A better experience firsthand. Stick around and you're sure to see your own other me. Go on then. Do you have more questions?
Let's find our thingamajig. Did you make it?
Not from scratch, no. Someone began building it, but left it to rust. It was so crude and simple, but the core composition was decent enough. I didn't want it to go to waste, so once again I used my artistic prowess to create something beautiful. I did try to harness just its power at first, but unfortunately, it had no desire to be controlled. And then you showed up at just the right moment, so problem solved. Thank you, Liv, for your help. Go on then. Do you have more questions?
That's enough talk for me.
Now, any more questions? I answered so many for you already. I look forward to our next encounter. Farewell, Deadeye Liv.
End of transmission. Searching for communication records.
Oh, you can.
Searching for communication records.
Fun fact: if you talk, she asked the question in this version. I don't know why.
Yeah, I see. Well, now we have the Ascension.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Let's check out if there's some interaction with him at the lab.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think?
The okay. The character doesn't fit in the Black Desert world. And as much as they told themselves that it was a challenge to put this character in the Black Desert world, they aren't wrong. It is a challenge to put this character in the Black Desert world because it doesn't fit in the Black Desert world. It's like saying, oh, it's a challenge to put a racing car in a fantasy world, and yes, it would be because it doesn't fit. And I think they failed on that front. It's nicer that they did like a more complete backstory of the character, which is something that all the other characters are missing on release. My only issue is that they didn't really integrate it completely in the in-game. So if you want to get a full story, you have to sit there and read through those diaries written by someone who doesn't know how to write cursive, which is painful.
That's why I'm transcribing everything, guys.
Yes, currently Lemma's doing an amazing job on doing that. I'm saying it's a bit of an issue because the story of the class is not easily accessible, and it brings a big issue. There are things that can be fun when they're not easily accessible. If it's like a backstory or a special adventure that only that one class has, or if you want to find out the history of the places, right? Like stuff like that, I understand being locked behind puzzles and stuff like that, and it makes it fun to read. But if the main story points, like the story of your character you're playing, since you don't want to make us have custom characters, but rather hero characters that come out from alternate universes already, I predicted this would happen.
Yeah, when they spoke about Marni at this point, many of us were like, okay, she comes from another world.
Yes. But what I'm thinking is that all of our characters, all of our playable characters are actually just different versions of different worlds. Because, if you remember, if you get a Black Spirit, you get sent in time when you accept the deal. And then you get sent in time. I'm saying in time, not backwards and forwards because it's random. Also when you lose your Black Spirit. And you get your second life, right? So basically with this story, the setting of Black Desert makes not that much sense anymore.
Everything makes sense with the Abyss one. That's the lazy move. It's a little bit like when you read a fantasy and something happens and basically the writer, instead of saying yeah I was lazy, said no, but because you can't understand, you see, it was actually magic.
Yeah. It's to say that from a setting point of view, like right now, Black Desert doesn't really make that much sense, but you can just try with the Abyss or Magnus. But also it's a double-edged sword because introducing alternate universes and realities causes a big headache when you try to do anything. And also because, if you remember, technically, if you're not from this world, you really shouldn't be in this world. Very few characters that aren't from this world can be in this world, because when you do that, something specific happens. Anomalies, usually appear. The only reason why we had the shadows in Abyss Magnus 1 being able to get in this world is because we fixed the anomalies and we give more power to Wuju. But it's one thing to have two characters into this world, right? That are with Wuju, so you know that another thingy. And it's another to start having Marni bringing whoever he wants and cares.
Yeah, like it should be interesting to play the Deadeye if they set up the story properly, because in theory she should have special interaction in Calphion, because she was known in Calphion, in Medea, Valencia, but also in the Magnus, because Wuju should know about her.
Yes.
Why do I have the feeling that there are no special interactions?
Well, because they're expensive to make.
You're always doing the most unexpected of things. If only I could peek at that adorable brain of yours.
And you can see that this man is different because he has dirt on his face. So, no special interaction with Marni either.
Maybe in the quest line, I don't know.
Yeah, of course. So here you can see why bringing characters when they don't belong and doing these sort of things makes no sense and just takes away from the game, as much as they try to sell it as something positive, because it means that every iteration of Marni should live at this point, because this happened a long time ago. And not only that, but this means that as other characters, we should have heard about stories of this great adventurer who helps people, considering that she was famous enough to be renowned by name, I'm saying by what she looks like, in other cities. If this was something thought out from the beginning, so that you'd have stories of a legendary adventurer or something that helps and then gets unleashed as a playable character, and then you see how it works, I would understand, right? For example, we all know of the what is the gang of the warrior called, like the mercenaries, the brother,
Goyan mercenary,
yeah, okay.
Goyan Brotherhood.
like you already know of the Goya mercenaries and the Brotherhood and stuff like that. So when you play the warrior, which is part of this, you know, Brotherhood or mercenaries, it makes sense that then you get to see like that there are some people alive, and you get the great sword, and you know. But here the setup is like they went and changed the past of the world, apparently adding this adventurer who helps everyone called Deadeye. Well, we never heard of Deadeye, and it makes no sense. Because Deadeye should be someone active, so even when you do Medea or Valencia or...
No, she wasn't that famous. Basically, what it's written in her journal is that she is just like other adventurers. Technically, according to your reasoning, everyone should know about us as well as the other characters.
Well, yes, that's why you have renown and amnesty and stuff like that. Because, you know, by doing quests and things, they should.
But they can't even recognize the Guardian in the Nova.
Yeah, of course, which is another big issue. But
for example, you should be very renowned as well, considering that you are a captain and the child of Patricia.
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Right, so this class brings more questions and issues into the world of Black Desert than it answers. That's why, in my eyes, it's a badly designed class.
In my dead eyes.
As far as gunners go, I don't think she should exist. She feels like a cheap version of the Corsair and the Ranger.
Yeah, yeehaw.
Yes.
Yeehaw,
if you put a high noon costume on the Corsair, you actually get a more fun class.
Yes.
Because she has more stiff movement than the Corsair. The Corsair like slides around, and the difficulty of learning that class was trying to learn how can you slide to get to your locations, because you go like in a circle as you're sliding, right, with a hook. Here she just like jumps on the ground, slides.
The wall.
Has
the wall spawning.
It spawns a fucking wall out of nowhere. Yeah, like what are you guys smoking when you're making this class? Like, why? Why not? Like, it's the same issue as the scholar. Like, you bring the scholar, like, yeah, she's a genius. She knows how to make this gold-like substance and travels
and
to
then
dimension.
Everyone forgot her.
And everyone forgot her. And it's exactly the same thing that's gonna happen to this class.
Poor Aiblin.
Like, how do you expect people to stay with classes when they don't resonate with the world of Black Desert? You can't just make a class like, yeah, this is a genius class and knows everything, but no one heard about it. Because, think about like, how much of a clown the great alchemists, the three great alchemists look like when you have like the scholar sitting next to them and they're talking about like important alchemy stuff, right? And you're sitting there like, yeah, I know it all.
Imagine them being like the sages of the world, and yet the only one who's able to exploit the technology taken from other universes is Marni. Because it's true that Marni found them, but technically, for example, we have technology circulating, the rifle, the electric guitars, the Marni stones. Those technologies are all going around, so technically the alchemists have access to it. The scholars of Calvin College have access to it. The scholars of the Ahibs, the Ganel have access to it, and no one is using them. Like, we could have electricity. I understand for those cases where you have, for example, magic. In Odillita, you have the special crystals illuminating everything. So I understand that you're like, I don't really care about having electricity, for example. But in Calpheon, maybe would be a little bit better to alleviate the condition of poor people, for example.
Yeah, like, these innovations and what they're releasing should really change the world of Black Desert, the way it's built. Because it's no longer this medieval thing where you had the warrior and the witch who gave a fucking kidney to travel through dimensions. And then it was interesting because they were like traveling to like spiritual worlds and stuff like that, right? But now they have people traveling and getting technology. Like, like look at the state of Hydael. Do you think Hydael would remain the same? We're talking about kingdoms and places that are abusing blackstones to get as much energy and time possible. Like right now, which is the main source of energy in this world. Do you think that by not bringing new things, they wouldn't abuse them? Guys, developers.
Mainly with greedy people like in Calphion.
Yes.
Like, you are telling me that Calphion people wouldn't like to have a jacuzzi?
Which we already have in some manners, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but technically that's a treasure. Only the adventurers can...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, your whole world that you're building, like this right now, you're removing from it. And it's very bad because the whole point of Black Desert was to have like this massive world, medieval fantasy world where you can have fun and you know, you had to explore stuff. And but now it's like yeah, we have the capacity to make rocket launchers. Do you understand the consequences of having a rocket launchers? Technically, even the gun of the Corsair is problematic because back in the day, guns were very hard to have them repeated, and they're like technological wonders. And now you have revolvers, you have a shotgun. Shotguns were invented in the First World War, guys. First World War. We're talking 20th century. Same with rocket launchers. We're bringing stuff from 20 to 21st century into the game. What the heck is happening? Like, right now Velia should be fully technological. There's no reason for this class to exist in Black Desert. If you wanted to make a gunner feel cool, okay, you should have played with alchemy. You'd be like, okay, you have limited bullets, so you have to like, their bullets inside have like alchemical powers and use fire like cylinders or something to do it, because they could do it simple like that. Or, but not revolver, shotgun, and a fucking rocket launcher. What is it? Like,
rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher. It's like, oh, Ilezra, or more like, bye Ilezra, bam, fucking nuked her.
Fun fact, it is said in the journal of the Deadeye that she tried to shoot Ilezra, but it didn't work. Because apparently it's not effective on her.
Rocket launchers should be.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's like, the issue of fantasy is that it's very hard to keep fantasy and not go into sci-fi. There's a lot of fantasy setups that then are like, oh, it's actually been nanomachines all along and it's actually sci-fi and you thought it was fantasy, right? And already things were very borderline when you introduced the Sage and Ataraxian and all that, because we're talking about some advanced technology. The Sage is a programmer. The Sage is a fucking programmer. Like, it's just sad. Like, honestly, it's just sad. Like, what's the point of having horses and things? We just have trains. Technically, trains would come before electric guitars and grenade launchers.
It depends on what Marni wants.
Same thing. Why do we have boats with sails when you just have steam engine boats and...
Marni. Well, I think that was it. There's nothing much to say. I gathered all the information in the article I posted on the forum. I'm going to put the link in the comments. And yeah, I will add things that I if I find out anything more, because also we should still get an audiobook about the period in which the period the Deadeye spent with Ilesra.
Yes. So overall, for a very simple thing, this class has a very well set up story. The issue is that it doesn't fit in Black Desert, and they need to take more of this story and put it in game. Those are my three main critics. One day I will get the male Corsair class. Today is not that day.
Exactly.
Well, alright folks. Thank you all for joining us this wonderful adventure. See you all next time.